Hello everyone and welcome back to Tinderlost Gaming, or welcome to Tinderlost Gaming if that's your first visit here, and welcome to my very first episode and playthrough of Cthulhu Death May Die Season 1 Episode 1. Little bit late to the party picking up Cthulhu Death May Die. I picked it up in a Black Friday sale. Obviously it ticks all of my boxes. It's a board game, it's Cthulhu based. So yeah, I don't know why I hadn't picked it up before, but I've got it now. So I thought, give the Arkham verse, the Arkham horror verse from Fantasy Flight a little bit of a break. Played a lot of that in the last few months. Got plenty of other board games. I mean, we will be going back to Arkham proper, but just a little bit of a break to play something slightly different. I've actually also got Call of Cthulhu Miskatonic Tales Journey to Innsmouth, which looks a bit of a beast, but I'd like to get that to the table. And then obviously we're moving back to the female version of the old codgers, which I haven't quite worked out yet, but that'll be coming soon as well. Anyway, enough of me gabbering on. Let's get across to the table and see what's going on. Right, here we are at the table. We are playing episode 1, which is Blasphemous Alchemy. Most important point, first of all, I have my coffee. That's getting a little bit cold because just before I started recording, got all the bits and bobs sorted out, all the assets. Came to load up OBS this morning and it was all out of kilter. I love it when OBS does that. You set everything up, you go away, and then it's not working properly. But anyway, we've got it all sorted now. So I'm playing as two characters, Bowden and Rasputin, and I'm going to come back to those in a second. We've got a little thing we can have a look at. Got a nice little dice tray sorted out because there's a bit of dice rolling in this game, which is awesome. And we are, like I say, playing episode 1, Blasphemous Alchemy. Basically, the setup is there's a number of labs in these rooms. There's 5 labs in total, and you've got to try and destroy 4 of them, which will obviously help you when it comes to fighting the Elder One, which will be coming later. This is not a tutorial on how to play Cthulhu Death May Die, by the way. Plenty of other really great tutorials up online. Plenty of other board gamers have played this, so there's loads and loads of content for Cthulhu Death May Die. But this is my first step into it. So the main objective is to get rid of these labs and then kill the Elder One. Now, the really good thing I think about this game is that there's a fair amount of replayability from the core box, because you get 3 Elder Ones in there, Cthulhu, a couple of others. I bought an expansion because I love the Black Goat of the Woods, so that's the Elder One we're going to be using today. So you can mix and so we could play Blasphemous Alchemy with Cthulhu. We could play Blasphemous Alchemy with Hasta. And all that sort of stuff, but we are playing it today with Black Goat of the Woods. Awesome model as well. Really need to get these painted up. So let's have a look at this big old thing over here. This is a little bit of a table hog. The character cards are quite big. Obviously the boards themselves are quite big. This thing's massive. But we'll come on to explain on to everything that's going on. So let's get across to the Elder board and see what's going on here. Right, so this is the Elder board, and this is what we're going to use to track a number of things. As the game progresses and we draw cards out of the Mythos deck, there with certain summoning symbols. Once you get 3 summoning symbols, this fella's going to move across. And once it gets to here, or once it goes into the red, he then appears on the board. Things can happen that makes him appear earlier, but generally speaking, once you get to this green one, the next time he would advance, you move him onto the board. You then replace him with this little thing here, and then that continues to track, and once you get to the end, that's game over. Now, Black Goat of the Woods Certain things happens when this is called advancing. So when the black goat advances, so let's say he goes to there, then I would summon one dark spawn into your space and deal one wound to each figure in your space. So he brings his own little spawn in with him. So that there's 4 stages, I believe, to trying to kill him. Yeah, 3 stages and then a final stage. But again, we'll get to these as we get through the game. The Blasphemous Alchemy episode comes with its own monsters as well. But let's see what it says here under the card. It says, what's worse than cultists? Cultists who set the place on fire. Another night and another damn ritual to summon an elder god. If we blow up their labs, we can cause a lot of trouble for whatever it is they are summoning. So, to disrupt the ritual, it says, destroy 4 of the 5 labs by dealing 4 or more total wounds to them with the destroy equipment action. And this scenario gives us 2 additional actions that we can use on our turn. One is extinguish fire, make a roll, remove 1 fire token from your space for each success, and destroy equipment. Make a roll against a lab in your space. This doesn't count as an attack. Each success deals 1 wound to the lab. When a lab has 4 or more wounds, destroy it and turn it over the lab token to reveal its effect. So quite simple. We've got to get in there, blow up the labs, kill cultists, do all that good stuff. Now with the black goat, he comes in with a couple of special minions himself. He comes in with cultists who have got 2 health, and they roll 2 green dice when they're attacking us. No other special rules. Comes with a dark spawn, 3 health, a green and a black. Green dice are slightly better for attacking. Green and a black dice. And if wounded but not destroyed, summon another dark spawn into its space. So you really got to be able to kill this in one shot, because otherwise it's just going to spawn loads of its fellas. Then on this side, for the Blasphemous Alchemy, the monsters that are coming in are a fire vampire, 4 health, and when it attacks, you place a fire token in its space. And a Bayaki, 3 health. When it attacks, each elder sign also counts as a success. So there we go. So those are the monsters that are going to be or on the board, or are going to be coming on the board. So that's the elder board all sorted out. Let's go across to Bowden, who is the lady we're playing as one of our characters. Bowden. Now the way this works is they've got a track along the top, which keeps a track of our sanity. Once you hit certain points, you can level up skills. It's as simple as that. Once you get to the end, you are dead. Once you get to, let's say we get to here, we're 1 away from the insanity marker. If I rolled 2 insanity or 3 insanity, I would stop at that point. You don't carry on. So that's quite nice. So we're trying to level up our special actions. So when we get to these points, we can level these up. Now, Bowden comes in with Savage. When making an attack, you may deal 1 additional wound to your target if there are no other enemies in its space. She comes in with Swiftness. Each of these characters have a special rule and then a couple of more general rules. Savage is her special rule. She's got Swiftness. When she runs, she may run an additional space, so she can run 4 rather than 3. And she's got Stealth. When she runs, you may sneak, so the enemy doesn't actually follow you. 1 enemy doesn't follow you at that level. Then we've got Stress down here. You can use Stress to re-roll dice. And then you've got your wounds. Obviously, once you get to there, you are dead. This will all become clear as we play. For our a full turn, if you like, first of all, a character can take 3 actions. She can run, attack, rest. Now, resting, you have to be in a safe space. Bear with me. A safe space is the space with no enemies in it, and you can heal 3 stress stroke health. So if I had 3 stress on me, so let's say I was there, now I could heal 3 stress, take me back to the starting point. If I had 2 stress and 1 wound, I could heal 2 stress and 1 wound. It's 3 in total, mixing up health and stress. So that's our actions. Secondly, we draw a mythos card, which is going to do stuff on the board. It's going to add summoning icons to potentially bring in the black goat. We'll cover that when we get there. Now, if we are in a safe space, we can investigate, which means draw one of these discovery cards. I'll show you in a sec when we get back to the main area. Or if we're in an area with a enemy, it gets to fight us. And then last of all, we get to resolve the end of turn. I'm just going to grab the rule book because it's got a nice little handy dandy end of turn on there. So that's Bowden. I chose her because she's sort of a loner. She's a bit of a melee, dealing damage, etc. So I felt that she would be good. And then we've got Rasputin. I won't go through all the same things, but he's got unkillable. So he starts off with 1 free death. If you would die from wounds, instead return to life with full health. That's really awesome. As you go up, you get 1 additional free death. When you return to life on the 3rd one, you heal all your stress. And then the 4th one, you get 1 additional death. So 3 deaths in total. The reason why I've used him is apparently he's supposed to be quite good for sort of, you know, newbies like I am. He's got arcane mastery, which means when he's making any roll, he can count a elder sign as a success. And then brawling, he gets 1 additional green dice when he attacks a target in space. Oh, there we go. So I think on that basis we are ready to start. Okay, right. Final thing we need to do is choose. Each character gets a sort of like an insanity. Need to choose that. We'll do that on screen. Now, for those of you that are looking at my cards and seeing they're not sleeved, I don't sleeve board games as such because they don't get as much hits as normal card games. So that's Bowden's, that's Rasputin's, that's them done. What does Bowden get? Bowden gets Pyromania. So when we hit an insanity, we're going to put a fire token in our space, then deal wounds equal to the number of fire tokens in your space to all other figures there. Okay, that could be quite handy. And then Rasputin gets Obsessive Disorder. Move your stress to match your health value, then discard discovery cards as needed until you have the same number of cards on each side of your investigator's board. Okay, well that's not too bad. Discovery cards are here. We'll give those a good old shuffle up. You'll see what these do as we go through. Cat, Weasel, Cut. That's our discovery cards. And then the final thing to do on stream, on the recording, is to shuffle up these mythos cards. And then cut a Cat, Weasel, Cut. Now we're ready to go. Let's just drink the rest of my cold coffee. Lovely jubbly. Okay, we are good to start. Okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I think we're going to go with Bowden first of all. This is our starting space here. She's got stealth and she can run 4. I think the priority is to get these labs done. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to sneak past one of these. I'll take this cultist with us. In this game, monsters and enemies move with you. 3 to there, which drags the cultist in. Because I've left a space with a fire token in it, she gets a fire token. We'll deal with that at the end of the turn. We'll see what that does. She's not going to move anymore. She's going to stay there. That was her first action. Her second action is to try and kill that cultist. He's got 2 wounds. We always roll 3 dice. And when attacking, you deal 1 additional wound to your target if there are no enemies there. So we need 1 success on these black dice. Awesome. Not too bad at all. So we get the exclamation marks for success. The elder signs don't do anything for us, and we've got a blank. So we do 2 wounds to that cultist because we deal an additional wound. So that's him gone. Her third action is to destroy the equipment. It's not an attack. So I don't get the additional wound on here. So I'm just rolling 3 dice, seeing if I can do some damage to this lab. Okay. We've got 1 success and 2 insanities and a blank. I'm going to spend a stress to re-roll blank. Put those to one side for a sec. So we get 2 successes and 2 sanity. I think I'll take that. So we put 2 wounds of 4 onto this lab. And then we take 2 sanity. 1, 2. And that is Bowden's go. She ran, she killed the cultist, and then she attacked the lab. Now, Bowden does like to be on her own. She doesn't really like to be in spaces where there are other people in there. Or does she? No, she's all right. So we're going to do a similar thing with Rasputin. First action, 1, 2, 3. Takes the cultist with him. And he gets a fire. Oh no, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on a minute. We're getting well ahead of the game. Well ahead of the game. Stop, stop, stop. I didn't even finish Bowden's go. So that was my actions. Wow. First time I've played this, and I'm playing it on stream, on recording as well. So second thing I need to do for Bowden is to draw a mythos card. So we get monsters in the labs. Each fire, vampire and Bayaki move 1 space towards you. So this Bayaki is going to move into there. And then this fire vampire is going to move down to here. He's got to go round. There's no exit here. That's cool. And then on the yellow portal, we summon a fire vampire. Delightful. So that's going to get summoned into there. And then on the blue portal, we're going to summon a Bayaki into there. No elder signs, or no sort of summoning symbols there, so we don't need to worry about that. That can go to one side. Actually, I'll just put it there. Now, because she's in a safe space, we can investigate. So we'll investigate, and she's going to draw this discovery card. She's going to draw lab books. Wow, we're going to keep this. Lab books. It's filled with a strange scrawl. Something about swapping the minds of humans and animals. Looks like nonsense. You may claim the lab notes, which I'm going to do. What lab notes gives me is you gain 2 green dice to all rolls if you have at least one student or one animal companion. So we need to try and get a student or an animal companion. So we'll claim that. And what happens is that goes down here underneath. A little bit difficult with this board. Oh, come on. Try not to lift everything up. Lab notes. There we go. Okay. Resolve end of turn. So end of turn. First of all, fire. We've got a fire token on us. Roll 1 black dice. And then see what we get. We get an exclamation mark. Now, because we rolled an exclamation mark, that means we take a wound, unfortunately. So she's going to take 1 wound. But then you discard the fire token, it's gone. Check the Mythos discard pile. We have got enough symbols. Check the Elder One summoning. No. And then resolve Elder One end of turn effects. There's no end of turn effects. It's only when he advances. So we're all good. Now we move across to Rasputin, who is going to do 1, 2, 3 for a move. Draws that cultist with us. We get a fire token. Then we're going to try and kill. My second action, going to try and kill the cultist. So we are going to be rolling 3 black dice. And we're brawling, so we're attacking. We get an additional green dice. And we've got arcane mastery, which means we can count one of the arcane symbols as a success. Whoa! That is 4 straight hits to the cultist. He is dead. And then for my third action, I'm going to try and to do the remaining 2 wounds on the lab. Ooh, yeah. So that's 1 success, and we can count one of those as a success. That's 2. That's 4 wounds in total to that lab. So we've taken that lab out. And each of these labs have got something on the bottom which tells us to do something. Okay, Inferno. Place a fire token in this space and each additional space. So fire token's going to go in there. Fire token is going to go in there. And a fire token is going to go in there. Delightful. That's 1 lab got. We draw our Mythos card. So Rasputin is going to get Bayaki. Each Bayaki moves directly into your space. So these things fly. So he's going to fly there. He's going to fly there. Ouch. And then the red, summon a Bayaki at the red portal. There are no Bayakis left of it. There's only 2 in the box. There's 2 fire vampires as well. Once you've got everything out of the box, you don't need to do anything. Now, don't get an additional turn or anything like that. You just don't do anything. But this has got one of the symbols on it. So that's 1 of 3 that we need to, or not need, but have to get to advance the black goat. So that will go there. So we know that's in play. Well, that's just scuppered things a little bit. So we now have to fight. I've got 2 Bayakis coming at me. which is a bit annoying. So we have got, it has as an attack 1 black dice and 2 green dice. We'll do one of these at a time. We'll do this one first of all. I can use my stress to re-roll an attack, I believe. Let me just check that. Yes, I can use stress to do something if I want to. Have we got anything for Rasputin that helps him defend? No, we haven't. So first attack from the Bayaki is going to be 1 insanity and 1 wound. Two wounds. So I will spend a stress to re-roll this one. So we've got 1 success at the moment. All the same thing. I'll do another stress to re-roll it. And I'll take that, I think. I will take that. So I take 1 wound. Oh no, Bayakis count those as a success. Damn it. I'm going to spend another stress to re-roll it again. And I think this is going to be the final time I roll it. 2 wounds. 2 wounds for Rasputin. 1, 2. Not great. And then the second Bayaki is going to attack. Same thing. 1 wound. Now, do I have a go? No, I think I'm going to leave it and just take the wound. Might have to rest. Once we kill it, might have to rest. Okay. Resolve, end of turn. We got our fire. We can't draw a discovery card because we've got 2 monsters with us. So we're going to roll the fire. And we get nothing. Excellent. That was lucky. And then that's as simple as it gets. That's a complete turn. So Bowden. Bowden is going to have to do something. But she's not going to get her savage, unfortunately. Unless she, no, even if she moves. Oh, I can take 1 of them with me. I could take 1 of them with me. It's got 3 wounds. She's got stealth. What do I do? What do I do? I'm thinking 1, 2, 3 to there. I know she can go 4. She'll take a Bayaki with her and she'll take 2 fire tokens. But then she'll be here ready to sort of start next. She'll have 3 tokens on her though, because she'll take a fire token from in here as well. I don't think that's the greatest move, just to do an additional wound. Okay, she's going to attack. She gets 3 dice as normal. Let's see. Oh, dear, oh dear. One success, 2 sanity. Okay, I think we can live with that. I'm going to keep that. So we're doing 1 wound to this Bayaki here. Then we apply sanity. 1, 2. That takes us to a trigger point. So Pyromania is going to kick in first of all. Add a fire space to your area. We do 2. Then deal wounds. Oh god, this is not going to be good. Then deal wounds equal to the number of fire tokens in your space to all other figures. So there's 2 fire tokens in there. It's going to kill that Bayaki. And put 2 wounds on this Bayaki. But it's going to put 2 wounds onto Rasputin, which kills him. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hang on a sec. Well, Rasputin immediately returns to life. So, unkillable, 1 free death. If you die from wounds, instead return to life with full health. So he goes back to 0. And then we have to choose what she wants to do as an increase. So that was her first action. She's going to choose to upgrade Savage. So she does 2 wounds to it. Her second action is to attack the Bayaki. Now, that is, when attacking, you may deal 1 additional wound to your target if there are no other enemies in your space. So now there are no other enemies. We'll roll. Oh my God. That's not good. But she's doing 2 wounds to... She's doing 2 wounds to the Bayaki anyway. So I'll take that. That could be a risk. So 1, 2, 3 sanity. And then she does 2 automatic wounds to it, which kills it. And then her third action is going to be destroy, extinguish fire. We got 1 success. So we remove 1 of these fire tokens. So that's her actions. Killing Rasputin. Then she is going to draw her mythos card. We're going to get students go mad. If you have any student companions, discard 1 student and summon 1 cultist in your space. We've got no students in play, so that goes, and it's got no symbol on it for the tracker either, so that's good. She is in a safe space, so she is going to investigate. She draws a card. Desk. Shoved against the wall, what's in the drawer? You may claim the whiskey bottle. The whiskey bottle is discard this card to heal all of your stress and discard all of your guilty conscience. We'll take that. That goes in here. Eventually does. Go, 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 go. There we go. Whiskey bottle. And then we resolve end of turn. She's got no fire on her because she didn't move out of it. So that's fine. So we then go across to Rasputin. Wow. Well, first of all, Rasputin for his first action is going to rest. So he's going to go back down to 0 stress. Second action is going to be try and clear the rest of this fire. We have 2 successes and insanity. We will keep the insanity and we remove that. That was his second action. Now what's he doing? He's got 3 action. He's got an action left. I think he's going to move 1 to there because he still wants to be in a safe space to try and I'm just trying to get around here or I can come across here. So we'll do that. That's fine. So that was his 3 actions. Secondly, he's going to draw a mythos card. Fire vampire. Oh, of course. Each fire vampire moves 1 space towards you, then place 1 fire token in their spaces. So he's going to move into here. Summon a fire vampire to the yellow portal. We can't because we've already got 2 on the board, but that is the second symbol of the 3 that we need, or 3 that's going to be needed. Now the Bayaki is going to fight us. Sorry, the fire vampire is going to fight us with 2 black and a green. We have got 2 hits and an insanity. I'll use a stress to re-roll this one. Oh. I don't want to die again, so I'm going to re-roll that again. There we go. We'll take that. 1 hit, 1 insanity. So 1 wound, 1 sanity. We have got no fire tokens on us because we didn't move out of an area that's got fire. And then we go back to... no, we don't. No, we've moved the fire vampire. We've done that. So resolve end of turn. Like I said, no fire tokens on us. So that is the end of Rasputin's turn. We move back to Bowden's. Bowden's. First action. She's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. She's going to take the fire vampire with her. And she's going to gain a fire token for moving out of this space or through that space. That was her first action. She could have snuck past the fire vampire, but I don't think she wants to do that. I think she wants to take that with her. Her second action is going to be to savage it. So 3 dice, doing 2 additional wounds. It's got 4, so we need to do 2 really on this. We've got 1. We'll roll a stress. See what we get. No, we'll re-roll again for a stress. Seriously. She'll roll one final time to see what we get for a stress. Oh my God. Okay, so we do 3 wounds to it. And for her third action, she'll hit it again. Definitely does it. Definitely does it. So we're doing 1 plus 2 is 3. So that's enough to kill it. And I'm going to take 2 insanity. I am going to take 2 insanity, but I'll stop there. We look at Pyromania, put a fire token in our space. Deal wounds equal to the number of fire tokens in your space to all other figures. We don't need to worry about that. There's no other figures in there. And then she gets to level up one of her. She's going to go with Savage again, trying to max out. When I've been watching playthroughs, the sort of general consensus is to sort of have a crack at maxing one of these out. So she will go on to the next level of Savage, which is if you kill the target and there are no other enemies in your space, heal all of your stress, which is awesome. So that's her 3 actions. We draw a Mythos card. We get from the Book of Ebon. Choose an investigator. If there are 3 or less dark spawn on the board, summon a dark spawn into their space. Otherwise, move the 2 nearest dark spawn into their space. Okay, so there are less than 3 because there's none. So we're going to summon a dark spawn into her space. Boom. That's frustrating. So we now can't investigate because there's an enemy in our space. So the dark spawn is going to attack us for 1 green and 1 black. And it doesn't do anything. It doesn't use the Elder Signs. It just says if wounded but not destroyed, summon another dark spawn into its space. Very nice. There we go. And then the final thing for Bowden to do is check fire. She's got 1 fire token on her. Nothing, which is awesome. That goes. Now we're back to Rasputin. First action is to heal. So he's going to reduce 2 stress and 1 to go back to 0, 0. I'm trying to keep him alive. Second action is going to be to move. I need to try and get his insanity up. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. He's going to take 2 fire for doing that. This could be risky. This could be risky. And then for his third action is going to be to attack the cultist. So you get 3 black, he gets 1 green, and we can count 1 Elder Sign as a success. We're only going to be able to kill 1 of these. Hopefully. Oh, no insanity, which is a bit annoying. But we do 2 damage to one of the cultists, which kills it. We're not in a safe space, but we do draw a mythos card. Third one, each dark spawn moves 2 spaces towards you. Okay. 1, 2. Summon a dark spawn to the yellow area, the yellow portal. Well, that just got, and that's our third, that is our third symbol, which we'll come to in a sec. We're going to fight the cultist, 2 green. We are fully stressed, fully maxed out. We're fully reloaded on our stress. Going to hit us for 1. I will take a stress to re-roll that. Ugh. I'll leave it and take 1. I'll leave it and take 1. Right, end of turn effects. Let's do the fire first of all. So the first fire, we take an insanity and a hit. Okay, I will take that. So 1 insanity, 1 hit. And then the second fire token, nothing. Okay. Check the Mythos discard pile. If there are 3 symbols, the Elder one advances. Apply all Elder one and episode card effects, then reshuffle the Mythos deck. So these are going to get shuffled, and we'll do that in a second. We advance the Elder one to here. When the black goat advances, summon 1 dark spawn into your space. Deal 1 wound each figure in your space. Oh God. So that one's going to pop here. That cultist is going to take a wound. I will take a wound. Oh God. Place a fire token in each space that has any cultists and no fire. Well, there's fire in there. There is not fire in here. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Okay, right. Back to Bowden. Bowden's got some damaging to do on the lab. Oh, Rasputin's in a bit of trouble. Rasputin, I think, could be in a bit of trouble. But Bowden first. First of all, she's going to attack the lab. No, first of all, first action, she's going to rest to get rid of some stress. 1, 2, 3. Second action, to attack the lab. Well, not attack the lab, but to destroy equipment. It's not an attack. We do 3 to it, and we take a sanity. I'll take that. 3 to it. And then her third action is the same thing. Perfect. 1 damage to it, which destroys it. And what happens? Heal all of your stress. Safe collapse. Heal 1 stress. Nice. So that's our second lab. And our third action. No, that was our third action. That was our third action. So we draw Mythos. Oh no, these should have been shuffled back in. That weasel cut. We draw a Mythos card. Frenzied cultist. It's got a symbol on it. Each cultist moves 1 space towards you. We're going to move into there. That cultist is going to move into there. Wounded cultists move 2 spaces. He is wounded, so he's going to move to there. Summon a cultist at the yellow portal. Bosh. And here's a symbol. We can investigate because we're in a safe space. Fire equipment. Ooh, okay. Fire extinguisher, gain 2 green dice to extinguishing fire. Or fire axe, when attacking, gain a green dice if you have the brawling skill. Now, I think I'm going to take it as the fire axe because I think I'd like to give it to Rasputin because he's got brawling. So I think that's what I'm going to do. That's going to go underneath there. And hopefully we can get to Rasputin to give it to him. Resolve end of turn. She hasn't moved out of a space with fire, so she's all good. Now, Rasputin. Oh. So it says on Darkspawn, if wounded but not destroyed, summon another Darkspawn into its space. So I've got to do 3 damage to this thing. He has got brawling and we have got arcane mastery. We need to do 3 damage to it. So he's going to first attack is going to be to an attack. 3 black, 1 green. And we do 3 damage to it. Because we count arcane mastery, we count one of those as success. So it kills that darkspawn. That's his first action. Second action is going to be to heal. I've got to heal. I know the lab's there, but I'm going to heal. So 1, 2, 3, all the way back to max health. Third action is going to be to have a pop at the lab. So 3 dice. And 1 success. I am going to use a stress to re-roll one of those. Perfect. That's what I wanted. So 2 successes, which does 2 damage to it. I take a sanity, which means I hit my level. Obsessive disorder, move your stress to match your health value, which is 0. So that goes back down to 0. Then discard discovery cards as needed until you have the same number on each side. I've got none, so that makes no difference. And I then get to level up, which means I'm going to grab an additional death, just in case. Ooh, okay. That was my third action. Was that my second action? Yeah, I healed, didn't I? First action was to kill. Second action was to heal. Third action was to attack the lab. Fine. Good. All done. We draw a Mythos card. We get Lord of the Wood. If you are in the same space as the black goat, it deals 1 wound to each other figure in its space. Otherwise, each dark spawn moves 1 space towards you. Oh, God. Ah, bosh. Bosh. He's never going to get a discovery card, this fella. Hasn't got a symbol on it, so we don't need to worry about that. And I'm glad I'm at max health, because I'm now going to get 2 attacks from the darkspawn. So first attack is a green and a black. One and one. I'm going to use a stress to re-roll 1. I'm going to keep that. That's fine because they don't use them. So 1 and 1. So I'll take 1 and 1. And then the second attack from the second dark spawn is again 1 and 1. I'll use a stress to re-roll this one. I'll use the stress to re-roll that one. Yeah, fine. I'll take 1 wound. Resolve end of turn. Nothing to worry about there. And I think that is going to be pretty much bang on an hour. So we'll halt at that point. And see how we get on in episode 2. But yeah, I think I'm glad I've got another death for Rasputin. But he is what he is. And Bowden is doing all right. But we need to just do some stuff to get going. We've got two of the labs. That's good. We've advanced once on the Black Goat tracker, so that's good. Hope you're enjoying it. I certainly am. And I will see you on episode 2, where hopefully we'll continue to kill a load of dark spawns and finally get to take on the Black Goat of the Woods. Anyway, ta-da for now.